performance statistically was the best performance on the tape in the final view?
I mean, we played well. I thought our guys really, responded. First drive, bouncing back off that, giving up a field goal and playing on the road against and what a wonderful job they've done with their stadium. While I'm thinking about it, it's a beautiful place. But I'm just really pleased with our effort for the most part. It was very good. We tackled extremely well. I think we had 9 missed tackles for the game. Only one that really hurt us over on their sideline. I just think that was probably our most complete game, I would say, to this point. Again, against an offense that certainly is very capable of putting up some numbers. So proud of our guys. You go through the last 2 games and having every opportunity in the world to win the game, especially on defense, and just didn't get it done. So for those guys to continue to persevere and push through it, and I'm very proud of them.
Well, as you get later and later in the season, do you get to a point where you feel more comfortable calling more stuff as they
Sure,
they
I
learn
think
more
so.
what they're doing?
We've handled things very well. Obviously, moving some guys around. I talked to the team, about our defense, about the defensive line, the unselfish play in the game. We asked them to do some things a little unconventional as far as playing against a quarterback that has legs, and we're able to constrict the pocket. But we've got a lot of unselfish guys. Casanova McKenzie's been playing Mike linebacker now. He's playing multiple spots. Carl Lawson's playing end and buck. Pee Wee Lambert's playing end and inside. Blake Countess is playing multiple positions. So there's a lot of guys that have really, answered the call as far as, giving up what they need to do to help our football team play better. And that's a huge part of, moving forward.
In those first 4 games, you forced only 3 turnovers, but these last 5, you forced 11, including 9 picks. What's been the difference?
Well, I think we've gotten better pressure on the quarterback. I think that's number one. I think in a situation for some different reasons, we've played a little more zone, rolling up on different receivers in the last ball game against Ole Miss, and then we played in both situations in zone coverage the other night. One was in man coverage on 3rd down. That was Blake's interception, was a true man, but the other ones were in zone where we did a nice job. We've improved our drops underneath. And Justin really dropped nice, and that was a very good job on him. Chris against Ole Miss was a very nice drop in the underneath coverage. We've really improved there. So I think pressure on the passer has been a little better. I don't know that our sacks have gone up, but I don't get overly concerned with that. It's more about affecting the quarterback and what we can do to get that done, and then finishing some interceptions, which we dropped some early in the year too. So we've been in position, and I think we've played a little better in those situations.
Do you feel you're getting closer to being that consistent defense where you say we have a good defense by the end of the year?
Well, again, there's far too many inconsistencies until the last ball game to say that, in my opinion. I think that's a far stretch for us right now. We've certainly have improved, but we've improved ourselves from the open week on. We've gotten better each week. Now, the stats may not indicate that. That's fine. I've coached football a long time. I know it's been improvement. Playing blocks, leveraging the ball, doing the things that good defenses do, tackle well. We've done those things, and we just maybe statistically at times it hasn't showed, but we've been much improved.
The red zone, in particular, is an area where statistically, 2 weeks ago, you were near the bottom of the conference. Now you've moved up considerably. Has there been something other than just turnovers? Has there been something schematically that's changed?
No, we really haven't. We change a little bit each week based on what the offense does, and so that may change us a little bit each week on what we do down there, and who they are. So, certainly the overtime against Arkansas doesn't help us as far as the statistically speaking and the red zone. So we needed to play better in those situations. But I don't know that we've changed much, but we do each week based on what the other team does. We may tweak some things based on how they approach their red zone offenses, but our players, we spend a lot of time in the red zone. We spend a little bit of time on Tuesday and a lot of time on Wednesday during practice and Thursday. So each day we spend time in the red zone, and our kids understand the importance of playing well down there.
And that ends period 20 also is a red zone period. Justin was saying.
What's that?
Period 20 is a red zone period.
Yeah, we hit that in Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday's practice is a high emphasis of red zone work.
How's Devereaux doing health-wise?
Very, very good. Well, his ankle's been not bothering him, Yeah, but I think he's progressed each week and done very well. But his ankle has bothered him.
Do you have any information on Jeremiah, his injury?
He's out, right, obviously, and Gus will address that more on Tuesday, but he's definitely out.
What did you think of that play, call targeting and they reverse it?
I don't have any comment.
Well, you had to go deeper. Guys like Nick Ruffin and Stephen Roberts. What did you see out of them last night?
Did some good things. We need to do a better job of communicating and leveraging some things, but I'm very pleased with their performance. They both stepped up and made some nice plays and certainly are capable of that and doing better. And so I'm very pleased with both guys.
You have any information on Trey, what his status?
I think he'll be fine this week. We tried his ankle last week and just felt like it would get better as the week went. It did not. And so we worked him out on Wednesday, didn't feel good about it. We tried him again on Thursday, didn't feel good about it. And those other guys have gotten all the reps at practice and felt like they deserved the opportunity. So he did move around a little bit with us tonight, and we'll see how it goes through the week. But based on tonight, I would think he'd be able to go.
You spoke about Nick Ruffin last Wednesday about that you need him, and he steps in that starting role and is productive. What do you think of his play?
I thought he played solid football. I really do. I think he and Steven both, Tim Irvin as well. We really rotated those three guys with Blake Countess throughout the entire game, and I thought, we got good production from them. We weren't hurt by anything in those situations. There's some things from a communication standpoint we need to do a better job of adjusting out some formations. But again, that when you're still a young player, those things are expected. We just got to coach through those situations. But very pleased.
Well, how did the linebackers play last night?
Solid. I think we lost our eyes a little bit on some run games, some misdirection things, and that was disappointing, the things we had actually prepared for. But, again, I thought that both guys have been productive, and Trey. Trey Williams has done a nice job as well. And so I think that, we're pretty pleased. I think we've had some steady improvement over the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Well, you've seen this upcoming rivalry from both sides as a player and as a coach here. How's it different than others?
Well, it's just, there's a lot of common threads throughout, coaching staffs and players, and a lot of familiarity between the two programs. So, but it's a great rivalry. It's the oldest rivalry in the South, and it's a lot of fun to be a part of. And so, just looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting back home, get back at our stadium.
Will, as the players kind of noticed that improvement you've seen since the bye week, or has that been part of the frustration that they haven't
No,
kind of
I think,
seen what you're
I've
seeing?
tried to, point to them some things that we've done as far as, looking at score. The number one thing is to win the game, and then the number two thing is scoring defense, keeping somebody out of the end zone, which we've made drastic improvements from a year ago. And to go back and point out some things that we've done in a very positive manner, and how we've improved in the run game, and how we've improved as far as defending the pass, and what we've done in the red zone the last 2 weeks. Turnovers. There's been a lot of things each week that we've been able to point to, and they certainly see the results. It's certainly a lot easier to emphasize that after win. You're able to point to those things, and they get a little bit more self-gratification from what they've accomplished because of that. But, again, even after the tough defeats on the previous 2 weeks, we've showed them some things that we've done to improve, because they need to see that. Because right now in our society, it's who can we blame? We got to blame somebody, and so to be able to point out some things that we did do in a positive manner, but also be technical about the things we could improve on. And they saw improvement from last night's game as well. And it's to be able to see those things is a positive deal.
Well, to that end, on the personal side of coaching, what's it like for you to walk in the locker room after a game and see those defensive guys smiling and enjoying one play?
There's nothing like it. There's nothing like, number one, competing in the arena and starting on the opponent tonight, and that build through Monday, and then that practice on Tuesday, and you're working the regular downs and the short yardage and goal line. I love the preparation of the week. And then it hits it on Saturday afternoon, and you're in that arena, and you go out and you compete and play. It's modern day gladiators. It's awesome. And you go out there and you go compete and lay your guts on the barbed wire for 4 quarters and see what happens, and to be victorious in that locker room, there's no feeling like it.
What are your thoughts on Florida wrapping up the East?
I'm extremely happy for those guys. Jim's done a fantastic job, and really, got things going offensively, and certainly they've continued to play at a very high level defensively and on special teams. But really happy for those kids. I've texted back and forth with some of those guys Saturday, and and congratulating those kids. So I'm extremely happy for those guys, and again, Jim's done a fantastic job.
Was it surprising how fast they were able to turn it around?
I said it was a good locker room when I left, and I meant it. The foundation was set.
Carlton Davis, does he continue to get better?
Yeah, what a great play on the post route. It was a well-thrown ball. I mean, it's a 50-50 ball and against a really good player, you know. So again, just nothing's really surprising us anymore. He's a very good football player. He does a nice job.
Do one more.
All right.